Good morning, dear students. Wish you all a very good day. Intermediate first year prose second lesson. The title of the lesson: She Conquered the Everest. Written by Dr. D. Saujanya. Already last class we have to discuss very few about the lesson. So now let's continue to remaining the two lesson. Now I am ready. Please listen. Much later, it was discovered that 49 trains as passed her by as she lay weak and bleeding on the track. Rudin feasted on her oozing wounds. She kept screaming in pain. Next morning, her mangled body was sighted by some ladies who come to take a dump. She was to be taken to the Bareilly District Hospital, but the move involved so many bureaucratic hurdles before being taken to the hospital. In hospital, she was informed that her leg had to be amputated from below the knee immediately to prevent gangrene from setting in. The hospital was out of anesthesia. The line was sawed off while she was fully conscious. Again, much later it was discovered that 49 trains had passed her by as she lay weak and bleeding on the tracks. Rudin feasted on her oozing wounds. She kept screaming in pain. Next morning her mangled body was sighted by some ladies who come to take a dump. She was to be taken to the Bareilly District Hospital, but the move involved so many bureaucratic hurdles before being taken to the hospital. In hospital, she was informed that her leg had to be amputated from below the knee to immediately to prevent gangrene from setting in. The hospital was out of anesthesia. The limb was sawed off while she was fully conscious. Arunima Simha was in the reality social elements throw her onto the opposite track. And then she was fell and she could not move there. Because while after secondary, what is that? Much later, sometimes much later, she was fell, and after that, it was discovered already first train moved on the left leg. So she was lost her left leg. Why? Because of train was moving on her left leg. Finally, the leg was cut. Then later, it was discovered. Discovered that 49 trains as passed by her as she lay weak and bleeding on the tracks. First, train moved on the left leg. After that, left leg from was bleeding on the track. Rudin feasted her oozing wounds. She was discovered. How to discover? What is that discovered? Approximately, exactly 49 trains. Not only one train. First one train moved on left her leg. Then, after she was discovered, 49 trains had passed by her. She was fell on that track. Then after Few minutes after, one train have moved on her left leg. Therefore, she was lost her left leg. She could not move there. She was suffering more pain, crying, but there is no helpful. While in the midnight time, there is tracks are out of the villages near to gardens. There is no communication, but she could not move there because there is no helpful. She is not helpless. She want to help, but in the end she could not move. After that, discovered that 49 trains passed her by as she lay ridden, bleeding on the track. Bleeding from her left leg. Then Rudin feasted on her oozing wounds. She was cut on time, so flashes. There is bleeding from her left leg, and flesh also. There is place very reddish. So in the insects, what is that? In the tracks nearby moving a little bit animals. That is the rodents. Rodents means rats. Rats feasted on her oozing wounds. It's like feasted there. They want to eat some flesh. Rats are eat some flesh from her leg. It's like oozing wounds. Wounds means it's fleshes full of blood. For example, in our body, it's a perfect. Then it was injured there, but there is form of blood that is wounded. So in their oozing wounded, feasted of rats. So she was suffering two kinds of pains. First, accidentally, she was left her leg. Then the left leg was rodents. Rodents means rats. Rats feasted on her oozing wounds. Rats are eating flesh from her left leg. So it was suffering from very huge pain. She was lost her leg. Then again in the track near rodents, near rats are feasted on her oozing wounds. Then she kept screaming in pain. Screaming in pain. Next morning she was well at midnight time, approximately 12 hours. Midnight, everyone has fully sleep. There is no wake up, so only night duty employees are only moving. So there is no communication area. She was asking so loud voice, asking helping, but there is no communication. But next morning, it is accidentally approximately midnight time and morning. So time is past hour 12 hours. Then next morning, her mangled body was sighted by some ladies who come to take dump. So in their dumping at time, so some people have gathered to plastic and plastic covers gathered and carried to very large bag. They are carrying a very huge bag. So they are found into in the accidentally suffering Arunima Sinha. So where is it? In the dumping. So by some leads, somebody has found it to her. She was accidentally, she could not move in there. She is unconscious stage. So sighted by some lads who come to take a dump. She was to be taken to Bareilly District Hospital. And there someone discovered to her. She could not die. They are tested to her. There is heart beating and action of body. But heart beating is as usually continuing. Then she could not move, but member unconscious stage. They were kept in to join the district hospital. Which district? Uttar Pradesh, Rai Bareilly, Uttar Pradesh, Bareilly District Hospital. That is the district hospital is government hospital, not a private hospital. She was to be taken to the Bareilly District Hospital, Bareilly Government District Hospital. They are joined to her, and treatment is to be continued. So, meanwhile, but the move involved so many bureaucracy. It is the instinct was spread there in city. So, there is the mistake. There is no protection of the compartment. Antisocial elements person like that entered the railway compartment, and it is the illegal. We are entered to first by a platform ticket, and we are relatives and friends. We are stand up. We are getting to train. We are helped to, and luggage also kept in helping. So we are entered to permitted, where then buy a one platform ticket, it's 10 rupees. Then traveling person also buy a ticket. It is general compartment, and reservation compartment full-fledged. We are prepared to approximately 15 days, 1 month before. Then the thugs are, there is no ticket, it is illegal. They are entered to railway compartment. So, railway policies and railway department, there is no provide for welfare and security. It is the mistake of bureaucratic railways. The railways and other officials is called bureaucratic, like and employees, district collectors, police department, all employees are called to bureaucratic. So India moved to involve so many bureaucratic hurdles before being taken to the hospital. They decided to shift from government hospital to another one hospital. So Indian hospital, which is hospital? Bareilly District Government Hospital. She was informed that her leg had to be amputated from below the knee immediately. So, in the hospital, that accident is instant is approximately past to 12 hours. Then in their hospital, they are not informed to her why she is unconscious stage. The hospital doctors and bureaucrats finally they are decided to one decision. What is that? Amputated. Amputated means again they are cutting to one of the part in our body. One of the part in our body they are cutting to. So, amputated means we have lost our one of the part in our body, that is called amputated. So, Arunima Sinha already she was left her leg. Then meanwhile they are joined to government district hospital in Bareilly. So in their hospital doctors also treatment started to in their injure her leg. That is cut. Again, their treatment to start, some of the part they are cut into parting. So that is called amputated. From their amputated from in their hospital, amputated from below, knee from immediately, knee from foot there in their distance they are cut. Knee immediately to prevent gangrene from setting in. The hospital was out of anesthesia. Every doctor, their surgeons, operations, first they will be conducted, first they are injected to anesthesia. Which part they are operated and stitching, whatever it may be, art. So any other medical operations, medical treatment, it is the hardly very typical. First, they are injected in part of anesthesia, but they are amputated our left leg because it is the doctor's duty. But their process will be continued to and ending, which starting first they are given to, it's like injected her body anesthesia. After that their process will be continued. So in the hospital, which their Bareilly district government hospital, there is no anesthesia, but they are cut into her leg. So the limb was sawed off while she was fully conscious. Injected to anesthesia, it is there feeling conscious, but there is no anesthesia in the hospital, but their process will completed. It is like cut into her leg. It is amputated. While therefore now she is conscious stage. After they will be completed her work, doctors. Thank you, students. Remaining due to lesson continue to next class.